I think there's a moment in every woman's life where she kind of just face plants the inner self and is just like, crap, I need to make a change. For me, that happened when I was having my period one month. It was a couple years ago, and I had called out of work, and I was like, I just can't be around people. I just need to do me. And I remember forcing myself to go outside and go for a walk. And I was just like, after you've been running for a while and you just kind of sit there and you're like, I just got to like take a moment. I hadn't gone running, but that's what it felt like. And I was just like, girl, like what is going on? And it just felt like my body was plummeting within itself. And I was just like, I need to make a change. I need to figure out what this is. I need to know why I'm feeling this way, because it came up month after month. So thank you for joining my YouTube channel. This is Balance Bombshells TV, and my name is Laura Sherrill, and I'm a women's health and wellness strategist and the founder of Balance Bombshells. So here's where we talk all about your hormones and be able to get that body working for you the way that you want. So today I want to talk to you about the 5 things you need to master in order to balance your hormones. And so, sometimes we think that just like eating well is going to be enough. And then we go out and we try some diet and we're just like, well, why am I not getting the results that I want? I'm eating well, I'm doing all the things, but I'm not feeling good. And that is when you need to make the hormone connection, because if your hormones are not connecting, like something is seriously off internally. And so for me, I tried to balance my hormones through foods, and I couldn't do it with food alone. I needed to take supplements to be able to really give my body the additional support that I needed. And I needed to have the education within myself on what that actually was. And so there are 5 things that you need to be able to do for your body to be able to actually get your hormones balanced. And it's not like a quick fix, like it's a complete lifestyle shift that you need to make if you really want to live at this realm. I mean, it's not like you're just going to be living here. Like, girl, you're going to be living up here. And anything and everything you want in your life, like you will be able to have, all because you feel so balanced and healthy from within. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you have a pen and a paper, absolutely write this stuff down, because it is just so crucial in terms of your journey. And the first thing that you need to be able to balance your hormones is your adrenal health. Your adrenal health needs to be like in tip-top shape. So if you ever feel like you're super stressed out, you're feeling, anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, you have this brain fog that you just can't get through, people with adrenal fatigue also feel like they don't feel fully awake until about like 10 or 11 in the morning. So if you find yourself dragging all throughout the day, you have to like literally drag yourself out of bed, or you have to drink like a cup or 2 of coffee, like check in with your adrenal glands. So your adrenal glands regulate over 50 hormones within your body. And like that's huge. So it's telling so many different organs and functions in your body on like what to do. And if your adrenal health isn't in top form, you're not going to be able to get the messages to the parts of your body that you need. And that includes like your energy, your mental clarity, like your mental brain cognition can go out the window if your adrenal glands are fatigued. So absolutely protecting these organs is so crucial for you. And so they're located on the top of your kidneys. So if you think of your lower back, and those are just like protect those glands. They are connected to your thyroid, which regulates your metabolism. They also, are connected to your reproductive system, so you can have a healthy period and a happy cycle. So that's the first thing that you need to address is your adrenal health. The second is to manage your blood sugar. So I have not yet a woman yet who didn't have mismanaged blood sugar when it came to her hormones. And so that is, if you think of your insulin, or, if you were to just eat straight up sugar from candy or something, like how do you feel? Probably not great, because you get like this burst of energy and then you crash. So that's what, I'm talking about in terms of our blood sugar. But our bodies has different points along the day based on the food that we're eating that actually gives us this blood sugar crash, but we might not feel in the same way that we would if we just ate up a straight up candy bar and just all of a sudden had that crash later in the day. And so this can happen when you drink coffee by itself. This can happen when you're drinking any kind of like wine or alcohol by itself. Like always pair it with food. You definitely want to be able to balance your blood sugar that way, because your insulin levels, if it's going like this all day, your body's feeling stressed out. Like your body wants to feel safe and secure, and it doesn't feel secure if your blood sugar is erratic and all over the place. And so this can come from eating too many starches, too much fruit. I mean, it's all sugar. So any type of starch, in terms of even like sweet potato or banana is a starch, apple's a starch, being really mindful of those starches that you have in your life and consume them earlier in the day, because our bodies are actually more sensitive to insulin at night. So being able to protect your blood sugar, and you can do this by increasing the amount of healthy fat that you have at meals. And anytime you're having like caffeine, alcohol, even those juices, the juices are really cleansing for our body, but always pair it with a healthy fat. You can mix in avocado with it, you can mix in almond butter with it, or just like have a handful of nuts, whenever you're having these things, and it's actually going to help keep your blood sugar stable. And then for your meals, making sure that you're having a protein, a fiber, healthy fat, and a complex carb as well, to be able to really balance your blood sugar. That is like your secret key ingredient to keeping your blood sugar managed. And like, why should you care? Because if your blood sugar is just all over the place, not only is your body stressed out, but you're sparking insulin in the way that your body doesn't want it to, and you're actually storing fat. Insulin is your fat storing hormone, and when that hormone's like sparked, you're gonna have a really hard time losing weight and getting like the results you want in terms of the fitness. So if you've been like trying to eat well and you're like, I don't know what's going on, check in with your blood sugar. Keep it stable, and you'll keep that body happy and lean the way that it wants to be. So the third thing that you have to look into for mastering to be able to balance your hormones is your gut health. And that's all from your stomach, so in your belly. So your stomach is where your hormones are made. And so gut health is huge when it comes to your health. I mean, it quite literally is your second brain. We have all of these receptors on the lining of our stomach that are so sensitive that sends shockwaves to your brain of like how to feel and how to act and how to respond to something. So if your gut health is in tip-top shape, you are going to be able to respond happy and positively, and not like when my hormones are off, where I was crying and just like didn't understand why, and super moody and super irritable. Your gut health, like if your mood is off, your microbiome is off, and that is your stomach. So our stomach is filled with good and bad bacteria. So sugar actually feeds the bad bacteria in our stomach, so we want to avoid that as much as possible. So get processed sugar and all that stuff out of your life. I focus on natural sugars from fruit or from raw honey. I don't really use agave or anything like that unless it's a treat, maybe in a cocktail or something, but really limiting the sugar in your life, because you don't want to feed that bad bacteria. And when you have those sugar cravings, that's a bad bacteria in your stomach asking to be fed. Super gross, but remember that tip when you're like, oh, I'm craving sugar. Just be like, okay, I'm not going to eat it because I'm going to kill off the bad bacteria and give my stomach a fighting chance. And then making sure you're taking a really good probiotic. A probiotic is going to provide your stomach with good bacteria, and then eating foods that also have probiotics in it, like yogurt, kimchi, any fermented foods. So if you like kombucha, I mean, that's why I'm such a fan of kombucha and always talking about it, because you're actually fueling your gut health with that. And then prebiotics are foods that actually feed the good bacteria in your stomach. So that comes from flaxseed, that comes from jicama sticks also is a prebiotic, which is weird. So if you like guacamole and stuff, grab those jicama sticks that you find in the grocery store, and like you're feeding the good bacteria in your stomach. Dark chocolate is also a prebiotic, which is awesome. So like absolutely permission to be able to have a few squares of dark chocolate. And if you've ever tried tiger nut flour, it is packed with iron and fiber, and it's a prebiotic fiber. So I have in a recipe guide that I'll share with you at the end of this video, it's actually filled with protein pancakes and muffins that use tiger nut flour, because I'm gluten-free, like I can't do gluten, so I've had to find all these different alternatives, and this tiger nut flour actually rises when you bake it. Like, not all gluten-free flours are like that. So like this to me is gold, and I think you will absolutely love it too, because it is just so good, and you can just feel like your belly buzzing after you eat it. So good. So I'll share with you that at the end. So definitely looking into your gut health. If you cannot master your gut health, your hormones stand no chance on being balanced, because that's where they're made. You need like a good and happy home for those hormones. The fourth one is your organs of elimination. And so there are 7 of them. So think your liver, which is your detox organ, your skin, which is your largest organ. If these organs are blocked, your hormones can't actually get out of your body when they're meant to. So what happens is we start recycling these hormones, and it really leads into a lot of health problems. It increases the amount of inflammation that we have in our body. If you've struggled with any sort of skin issues like dry skin, acne, any irritation on your skin, that is showing that like your body's having a hard time getting rid of toxins and excess hormones that your body no longer needs. And so if you ever feel bloated too, this is like what happens is your large intestine bloats because like it has nowhere else for the excess hormones to go, so it causes your belly to swell. And so you absolutely have to pay attention to your organs of elimination and make sure that you're detoxing and just living in a way that you're detoxing. So this can be pretty simple on some areas where you want to consume lemon. So if you wake up in the morning and have hot water with lemon, that's really going to cleanse your liver. Making sure you're getting enough fiber so that your fiber that you eat will bind to the excess hormones and pull it out of your system, aka you poop it out. Like that's essentially what I'm going for here, but trying to keep it classy. It's fine. We talk about that stuff around here. And then making sure that you're switch up your products. So if you have any sort of like makeup or face wash or anything that has a lot of chemicals in it, that is your body trying to essentially get rid of those toxins from those products that you're using, but then like leaving your hormones and not like getting it out of your body. So just switching to all natural products can also really help. That for me, in terms of getting clear skin, was one of the biggest changes I made and found success like within a month. Like it was unbelievable just switching on my products. So absolutely making sure that you have these pathways clear and keeping those organs like free and clear so that your hormones can be doing the job in your body that it's supposed to, but then exiting it when it's done, because like we want to keep that system free and clear so that you feel good, that you look svelte, like that's how your body wants to be. And so the last thing to be able to completely balance your hormones is balancing your masculine and feminine energy. And so by that, I mean, we all have masculine and feminine energy. But women who typically have a harder time balancing their hormones are stuck more in the masculine energy and not enough in the feminine side. So our masculine energy is when we're like really tight on our to-do list. We are too hard hitting. There's no room. There's no like wiggle room for things to change. And it causes us to be stressed. And we're literally using that type A perfectionist part of ourselves to just be like, this is the only way that it has to be. And then our body gets really tight and we're just pushing through and ignoring the signs that our body's giving us of like, this isn't right. So the feminine side of ourselves is when we go with the flow a little bit more. We recognize when there's a little bit more resistance in our life and we realize like, okay, I'm coming up on this roadblock. I have to stop and I need to redirect essentially. And you start flowing and being more fluid with life. And so that's really important with women because that's how our bodies are fluctuating throughout the month. Our body goes with the moon cycle and it goes with the ocean. So if you think of your body being really fluid, you have to flow with your hormones fluctuating throughout the month. Oh, excuse me. So if you are resisting all of these fluctuations that you're having, or you're recognizing like, oh, my energy's off here, but I'm just going to ignore it by having a cup of coffee or just trying to push through, your body doesn't want you to do that. Your body wants you to tune in and slow down and recognize like, hey, maybe I just need to take like a 10-minute break instead of pushing through. Maybe I just need to like take my to-do list and focus on the top 3 things instead of the long to-do list that's like 25. I mean, talking to someone who has like list upon list upon list, some days I'm like, girl, you gotta scratch it. You gotta just focus on the top 3 things. Like that's gonna help, make you feel successful at the end of the day. So just recognizing how you can balance your masculine and feminine energy and really tuning in and listening to your body. That in and of itself is being able to help you balance these energy centers within yourself and just feel so much more calm, so much more zen. And instead of feeling like, oh, I just don't know what to do, or I'm just so stressed out, it's because you're not listening. So if you stop and tune into yourself, you have all the wise messages within yourself on what you need to do and what you're supposed to be doing. And when you hear that and when you trust it, Here's the problem. We sometimes hear it, but we don't trust it. And so we ignore it and we're just like, well, no, that's not how it's supposed to be. That's your masculine energy coming in and allowing it to dictate your life, when your feminine side is like, no, trust me. I know that like this is scary for you. I know that this like might not be in the way in which you planned it, but just trust me, follow through and go with that. And so if you really like get on board with your feminine energy, you're gonna live life like completely different, and it actually helps balance your body. And so your stress hormones will calm down, your body won't be so tight, so you won't have so much inflammation, and you'll feel so much more fluid. You'll be more likely to choose the foods that's right for you, choose the exercise that your body's craving for right then, and being able to talk to people in a way where you're not just like projecting and pushing onto them. You're actually just joining in the conversation and out there living your life. That's what your body wants you to do. So these were the top 5 things that you need to master in order to balance your hormones. And so I know that you're probably sitting there thinking like, oh gosh, like this is a lot of information. But what I want to share with you is a program that I have, which is an at-home study program that you can actually learn how to do all of these things at home, and I walk you through each of them so that you can absolutely become that balanced bombshell and master that within your body. So it's called the Balanced Bombshells Lifestyle Plan, and it's an 8-week at-home course that you take online, and you can do this all on your own pace. And so I'm going to share the link with you if you want to get to know this program and sign up for it. It is just the program that I follow within my life, and it's just been like so transformational. It's all of the content that I actually walk all of my one-on-one clients through to help them gain success in their body and balance their hormones as well. And so in order to be able to have, that happy, healthy body that you want, these 5 things need to be mastered. And so I go through each one of them and tell you exactly how to fix it within your life. And so you've got your adrenal glands, you've got your blood sugar, you've got your gut health, you've got your organs of elimination, and you've got your masculine and feminine energy. And all of this is going to help you understand your hormones, learn your body in a whole new way, and be able to just give yourself what you need when you need it. And it's 8 weeks. You literally can turn your whole life and body around in 8 weeks. I've seen it happen. That's the sweet spot from all the women that I work with, and I absolutely want you to have that success as well. So I'll share that link with you, and you can sign up today, and you literally can get started on all of this today. So thank you so much for joining me. This was the top 5 things that you need to master balancing your hormones. And if you have any questions, absolutely let me know. I have other free resources up on my website, balancedbombshells.com, and just so excited to be here with you on your journey. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.